So a lot of folks, a lot of you guys have been asking, do I really need a fully built out custom electrical system, or can I get by with a portable power station? An iPad Pro, a camera gimbal, we have our 700 watt Instant Pot, we have 600 watt burner on the skillet, and we have a 900 watt burner on the tea kettle. So personally, I've always been an advocate of fully custom built out electrical systems, but the power station technology is getting a lot better, and some vehicle dwellers, depending on their needs, might actually do just fine with a portable power station. So today I'm going to cover the facts of each type of system, and you can go ahead and decide what's right for you. I'm going to be referencing the ALLPOWERS R2500 all-in-one unit. So I believe the main reason that folks really like the power stations is just because of their simplicity. You can kind of browse a couple options online, but you basically just pick a box that fits your need, you pay one price, and it gets shipped to your door. There's not really any installation, and you don't have to do any advanced research or math to try to figure out which components you need. So now we're going to take a look at the power station itself, the features of it, and we're going to do a run test. I'm going to show you guys what we can plug into it, how it actually operates, and we're going to bring out the solar panels that it came with and show you guys how that works. Let's check it out. So what's nice right off the bat is all the ports have covers on them, which makes them very practical for use outdoors if there's a light rain or any dust or sand. You get two USB Type-C 100 watt power ports. You also get two USB Type-A power ports. And then additionally at the bottom, you get four traditional 110 volt outlets up to 20 amps per outlet. And then right here you have a large 20 amp output, and this could be something to run, say, a welder, or you can plug it right into the shore power and charge up a battery bank on an RV. And then up here we have our traditional cigarette lighter style socket, and then additionally a couple 12 volt bullet style plugs. So you could use these to run smaller 12 volt appliances like, say, LED lights or a refrigerator, as long as they're 10 amps or less. On the left side of the unit, you'll find your 110 volt power plug input and also your solar panel input connections. On the right hand side, you'll find battery pack expansion ports. You can add up to 2 external battery packs. So I want to show you guys how the app works for the power station. You download the ALLPOWERS app, open it up. You can choose to connect via Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. We're going to do Bluetooth. Make sure the power station's turned on, hit next. It's going to find the unit. Here we are, ALLPOWERS R2500. We'll click on that. And boom, here it is. So it's showing us we have an 83% battery remaining. We have 0 watts in, 0 watts out. So your power inverter, you can turn it on or off. Your DC circuits, you can turn those on and off individually. And the nice thing about that is you can control all this remotely, you know, from your bed or from your desk. You don't have to go over and mess with the unit. And then one other cool thing I really wanted to show you guys that I think is very important is it has an option for eco mode. So eco mode basically means the power unit will shut down after a certain amount of time, but then also you can turn that off. And the reason this is really important is I have a friend that has kind of a cheaper power station, and there's no option to turn this on or off. It's just built in. And so what happens is she was trying to power a refrigerator with her power station, but it was automatically turning off on her after a certain amount of time. And so her fridge would turn off and then her food would get warm. So if you guys are looking for a power station that's going to be reliable around the clock to run a constant duty device like a refrigerator, then the ALLPOWERS is definitely a great choice. So now I'm going to conduct a run test. I'm going to go ahead and just plug in a whole bunch of devices to this unit and see what we can do with it. So the unit arrived with 67% battery charge, and so this isn't going to be a test of like how long the battery lasts. This is just going to determine how much juice we can pull out of it. So I'm going to start with this laptop, my MacBook Pro, and we're going to plug right into this 100 watt power port. And then I have an iPad Pro. We're going to charge up this one too. And I have this gimbal that I use for all my iPhone footage, and I was actually gonna use it for today's video, but the battery's dead, so we gotta charge it up. Now here's the real power consumption test. I'm gonna use this extension cord, and I'm going to plug in my induction cooktop, as well as my kitchen vent fan. So those are two appliances that I use every day, 2 to 3 times a day, and we're gonna see how this old power pack does. So now we have all these devices charging, and additionally the induction cooktop is on medium. I'm preheating the pan for bacon, and you can see we're at 571 watts of output. The inverter is rated up to 2500 watts, so you can see already we're just barely touching it. So to kick it up a notch, I've cut up some sweet potatoes, and we're gonna go ahead and heat these up in the Instant Pot, which should pull about 700 watts. And we still need to use more power, so now what I'm doing is turning on the tea kettle. We'll put it up to 9, and let's see how we do. 2300 watts of output. Now, something I want to mention really quick is the cooling fan just kind of kicked up a notch. And you can see it creates some noise, but it's still pretty quiet. It's not obnoxiously loud. And this is a pretty big load we have on this system. We're pulling 2300 watts. And honestly, I feel like most folks are not gonna be using this type of power all at once on the unit. So overall, very impressive how much can be done with this single power station. So the inverter is definitely doing work. It's pretty impressive. I mean, we have a MacBook Pro charging, an iPad Pro, a camera gimbal. We have our 700 watt Instant Pot. We have 600 watt burner on the skillet, and we have a 900 watt burner on the tea kettle. We got all of these running all at the same time, and this ALLPOWERS power station is handling it no problem. So we got the steak and eggs cooking up in the skillet, the Instant Pot finished. Take a look at these sweet potatoes. I gotta tell you, sweet potatoes are one of my absolute favorite treats. They're delicious and nutritious and a little bit sweet. Let's go ahead and just pick one of these out of here. So these sweet potatoes, I just chopped them up into quarters and cooked them for 4 minutes in the Instant Pot, and look how soft they are. Look at that. Pretty easily break apart, yet they're not mushy. Sweet potatoes. All right, my friends, breakfast is served. Now, it's not pretty, but I can assure you it is delicious. And pardon the lighting, it's a little dark here. It makes my steak look super overdone, but I promise it's not. It's just cooked perfect, a little pink in the middle. So we got the New York steak, we have 2 eggs over medium, and then these delicious sweet potatoes. I went ahead and added salt and pepper and butter to them. Absolutely tasty. So I'm gonna sit down right here, check out my view of the ocean. We got Nomad King Gamer hanging out in his Mitsubishi he just pulled up the other day. And so I'm gonna sit down right here and have some breakfast, and we'll take a look at the ALLPOWERS. So if you remember, we started out at 67% battery. We finished all that cooking and the extreme run test up to 2300 watts, and we're down to 45% battery. So we only used 22% of our battery charge to do quite a bit of cooking, which in my opinion is a pretty good deal. All right, my friends, so it is time for the solar power test. It's about 12 o'clock here in San Diego. The sun is finally coming out from the clouds. It's looking like a beautiful day. So we're gonna take all this equipment outside, set it up, and see how the solar panels perform. Dun, 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 dun. Guys, look at this. Look at how big this solar panel is. This is crazy. So they sent me 2 of these panels. They're 200 watts each. And what I really like about these is they are just traditional, flexible solar panels. They're not any kind of a cheap, basic foldable suitcase solar. So if you look, you can see how thin they are. They have a smooth, flat back. So if you wanted to mount them, you could use some 3M adhesive tape. And they have regular MC4 connectors on them, and they're definitely very flexible. Try to show you guys how they curve, like that. So they sent me 2 of these. They're pretty lightweight, but they are physically, you know, they're pretty big because they're not a foldable style. It is kind of a larger panel that you have to navigate. So this would not be ideal for someone who's looking for something that obviously folds up and would fit, like, you know, under their bed or something. I think these panels would be great to permanently mount onto the top of your vehicle. And that's one problem with the cheaper suitcase style solar panels, is they have like fabric stitching and stuff that just falls apart over time. Those foldable panels aren't traditionally meant to be out in the weather 24/7, but these panels are. These are just a traditional flexible panel, so you can mount this permanently to your roof and not have to worry about it. ALLPOWERS gives you this nice little bag, and inside of it, you have all the cabling and accessories you need. So we have a set of MC4 cables that plug into this XT power port, and this will plug directly into the ALLPOWERS power station. Additionally, they gave us some really nice heavy-duty Velcro straps. These are designed to secure down the panel. If you're gonna use it in a portable situation, you could strap it up maybe to the roof rack on your vehicle or to some other type of mounting surface. And then additionally, they give you a set of MC4 combiners, since we are using 2 panels. And then this right here, this is your cigarette lighter charger if you want to charge your power station from a cigarette lighter outlet. And then here's your traditional 110 volt wall plug. So let's take all this equipment outside, set it up on the beach, and see what kind of sun we can bring in. We got the 2 200-watt panels out, and I just have them tilted against the box truck. Of course, in an ideal situation, you would do some type of permanent mount up on the roof. But we got a pretty good angle going facing towards the sun, and so we'll go take a look at the power station and see what kind of power we're actually pulling. And so I think you guys can see that. 284, 87, 82 watts right now. It's fluctuating around a little bit. And you can see we are charging at 43%. We have 0 watt output. So nothing's going out. The energy's only coming in. 286 watts out of the available 400 is, I think it's pretty good, considering the panels are kind of just leaning up and they're not directly facing up against the sun. Okay, so we'll go ahead and try to lay the panels flat and see what that does. And I also want to give a shout out to Nomad King Gamer for helping me out on this video. This is definitely a 2-man type of job, and so I appreciate having him here to help out. So we'll just go like this. Let's see what the power station is doing. There we have 384 watts, 360. It's fluctuating a little bit, but nearly 400 watts of input from these panels. There's 390, 383. So you can see with the panels mounted flat facing the sun, you're gonna get just about the fully rated 400 watts out of these bad boys. So we're just gonna go ahead and let this run for a little bit and see how it does. We'll take one last look at it so we know the percentage. We can see we have 43% battery, and we're currently pulling 339, 52, 60, 72, 384 watts. So I wanted to put together a comparison to show you guys what the difference would be between the ALLPOWERS power station and doing a custom electrical build. So I went ahead and picked out all the individual components of the ALLPOWERS system individually. I found components that matched the specifications pretty closely to kind of do a breakdown. You could see, for example, to get that battery capacity, you're looking at about $500. Inverters about $350, charge controllers $175, 400 watts of solar, you're looking at about $518 on a flexible style panel. So the cost for the ALLPOWERS, including the solar panels, is $2,099. And then the cost roughly for all these individual components, if you just picked them out, would be $1,908. So there's about a $200 difference. But the difference is the ALLPOWERS is all built together. So if you did go the custom electrical route, you would need to take time to install all the components yourself and learn about them, or you would have to pay someone to install them for you. So either way, there would be installation cost associated with a custom system, either your own time being invested or money to hire someone else to do it. Another cool thing about the power station, it does have a 5-year warranty, and then all the individual components, their warranties range kind of between 1 and 3 years, depending on which one we're talking about. And so I wanted to kind of also just go through some pros and cons of each side. First, looking at the power station, it's simple to set up. There's no installation. You just set it down and plug everything in. Versus with the custom electrical, you'll need to, if you're going to DIY it, you're going to have to learn quite a bit about electrical, each individual component, or you're going to have to hire someone who knows what they're doing. The power station is not field serviceable, so if something happens to it, if one of the components breaks, you'll have to send it back to them for warranty. And in the meantime, while you pack your unit up and ship it out, you won't have any electrical in the process. So that's something to think about on a custom electrical. If one of the individual components fail, you can replace them. If your charge controller goes out, you can order a new one on Amazon and have it swapped out in a few days. And then during that time, you would still have, in theory, your battery bank you could use and a power inverter. You can maybe plug into shore power. So you have a little bit of flexibility with a custom electrical build. Now, as far as upgradability goes, with the ALLPOWERS power station, you can add on additional battery banks to increase your capacity, and it does accept up to 1,000 watts of solar input. But that's pretty much the end for your upgrade possibilities. You can't replace the inverter or any of the other components versus on a custom electrical. Obviously, you could swap anything out if you want to start with a smaller system and then put on bigger components as time goes by. You have the freedom to do that. One thing I really wanted to point out for folks is everything plugs directly into the power station. So if you're thinking of doing, like a full build and you want to have outlets in different spots, an outlet in the kitchen, an outlet by the bed, you're not really going to be able to do that with the power station. The unit is centrally located. All the ports are right there. So that's going to be kind of the limit of it. You could use extension cords if you wanted to try to run power through the van, but that's kind of just something you'll have to figure out. But if you're looking to have hardwired traditional outlets and also like LED lighting and different lighting fixtures and stuff, it's going to be pretty difficult to do that with a power station. With a custom electrical build, obviously you can run wires wherever you need, put outlets and fixtures anywhere inside the vehicle. And then the one last thing, on the power station, you'll be limited to the technology that's available at the time of purchase. There's not really options to upgrade. For example, when I first got into van life, the biggest power station that was out was like the Jackery 500. And that gave you, I think, 3 110 plugs and a couple of USB ports. And that was it. There was no USB-C. There was no wireless charging. And so if you think about how quickly technology increases, there might be something that comes out down the road in a couple years that you'd like to add to your van, and you might not have the ability to do that if you do the all-in-one power station. Versus a custom electrical, you can always add on different components. So the question is, who is this for? Who would benefit from each system? I think if you're looking for a quick, simple solution and you're interested in kind of a minimal electrical build inside your vehicle, which I talked to quite a few folks that are. They just want to run a fridge and a fan and charge their devices, and that's all they really care about, then I think a power station would be a great choice. Save a few bucks, and it's a pretty small footprint. You don't have to spend much time on it. I think a power station would be good for you. I really like the ALLPOWERS solar panels. I think they're a really good choice as well. So my recommendation would be if you can, mount 1 or 2 solar panels permanently to the roof and then just have your power station down inside and just plug it in to charge it up. And then as far as the custom electrical build out, who is that for? That's really for somebody that wants a more traditional vehicle build out. They want to have outlets in different places. They want to have a lot of different lighting fixtures. And additionally, someone that wants larger electrical components. So for example, if you want to try to run an air conditioner, I think you'd be better off doing that with a custom electrical build. All right, friends, here we are finishing a beautiful day on the beach in San Diego. We started at 2 o'clock p.m. charging the power station with 400 watts of solar. We're finishing off at 6 o'clock p.m. So that's 4 hours of sun charging time. We started out with about a 43% battery charge. We ended up with an 83% battery charge, which is very nice considering we started halfway through the day and we had a few clouds roll through the sky. So overall, I've been very happy with the ALLPOWERS R2500 power station. I think it did a great job, not only powering my home today, my breakfast, but also recharging from the sun. The solar panels did a great job. I'm really, really happy. I think honestly, one of my favorite features of this whole system is their really nice, high quality solar panels. I definitely like the R2500. I think it did a great job. If you guys are considering a solar power station, an all-in-one unit, if you think that's the right move for you and you're kind of leaning towards an all-in-one rather than a custom system, I would recommend this unit. Thanks for watching the video. I'll see you guys next time.